Hello and welcome to NDTV. I am Ankit Tyagi. Rahul Gandhi, the leader of opposition today in the parliament, while speaking, made some sharp attacks on the Modi government, which have created a huge controversy. Rahul Gandhi said that for the Maharashtra elections, there was voter manipulation. Surreal that in just 5 months, more voters were added than they were in the last 5 years. Voter fraud after the Lok Sabha election is what Rahul Gandhi has claimed. He has said that 70 lakh new voters were added in the voter list of Maharashtra. He has also demanded clarification from the Election Commission. Meanwhile, Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has hit back and has said, introspect, don't question the mandate.
More voters were added in 5 months in Maharashtra than were added in 5 years in Maharashtra. जितने 5 साल में ऐड हुए उससे ज्यादा 5 महीने में ऐड हुए, आखिरी 5 महीने में लोकसभा चुनाव के बाद। सर, एक बिल्डिंग है सर शिरडी में, एक बिल्डिंग में 7,000 नए वोटर एक बिल्डिंग में ऐड हुए सर। एक बिल्डिंग में 7,000 नए वोटर ऐड हुए सर।
हमेशा की तरह सवाल उठाने का काम उन्होंने किया है, झूठ बोलने का काम इस सदन में किया है उन्होंने। मैं उनको कहूंगा, आपके पास अगर ऐसा कुछ डॉक्यूमेंटेड प्रूफ हो तो सदन में वो उनको प्रस्तावित करना चाहिए, लाना चाहिए, लोगों के सामने लाना चाहिए, ना कि एक हवा में बात करना चाहिए। हमेशा की तरह इस सदन को और लोगों को गुमराह करने का काम राहुल जी ने किया है।
Devendra Fadnavis, in fact, has put about a post on X and has said that Rahul Gandhi should introspect instead of insulting Maharashtra. You have insulted the people of Maharashtra. He also said that you question the demographic mandate by the people of Maharashtra to the NDA just because your party was vanquished. In his Friday speech in the parliament, Rahul Gandhi also spoke of China border controversy, once again raising the issue of alleged Chinese incursion into the Indian territory. He said while the Indian government has denied the charges, army has contradicted the Prime Minister.
The Prime Minister has denied it. The Prime Minister has denied it, and the army has disagreed with the Prime Minister that China is sitting on 4,000 square kilometers of our land, of our territory. The Prime Minister has denied that Chinese forces are inside our territory, but for some reason, our army keeps talking to the Chinese about their entry into our territory, and our Chief of Army Staff has said that the Chinese are inside our territory. This is a fact. This is not invention, this is a fact.
Leader of opposition cannot make such serious, unsubstantiated statement. This is related to the relation between two countries. And he is making an unverified statement about invitation of the Prime Minister of our country. It's matter of our territory. How can you make such kind of statement? He is leader of opposition, sir. He should be responsible in making such statement.
Meanwhile, Congress MP Sonia Gandhi is also facing a privilege motion by the BJP MPs who claim breach of parliamentary privilege against her. In fact, the BJP alleged that she used derogatory and slanderous words to describe the President of India. The comments, the BJP MP alleged, were meant to lower the dignity of the highest office. On Friday, after President Draupadi Murmu's address in the Parliament opening session of the budget, session, Ms. Gandhi used the phrase "poor thing" to describe the president, who in fact said that it was a very, very long. Sonia Gandhi said it was a very long address by the president, and she seemed tired.
Well, joining with me is Congress MP Syed Nasir Hussain. Sir, today there are tribal MPs who also protested outside the Makar Dwar, and there has been a privilege which has been moved against Pappu Yadav and Sonia Gandhi ji. How do you see such move by the BJP MPs?
See, it has already been very well explained by Congress leaders. It has been very clearly clarified by Priyanka Gandhi ji and other senior leaders in the party. Mrs. Sonia Gandhi meant no disrespect to the President of India. She was only trying to say that the President of India was tired. It was a lengthy speech. and she was tired by the end of the speech. There's no disrespect. She respects the President of India very much. I don't think we should read into this too much. But what is more important is how the BJP has disrespected the very same president by not inviting her to the inaugural function of the parliament, new building, and then how they had disrespected the former president who was a Dalit by not inviting him to the foundation stone laying ceremony of the new building, and how Baba Saheb Ambedkar was disrespected by the Home Minister in Rajya Sabha in the last session. This is very clear, and what they mean, how they want to pursue with the same system in the country is very clear to every
So
Indian.
today, as leader of opposition, Rahul Gandhi already mentioned that whatever he has said, it is facts according to him, and all the things he can table on the floor of the house. But the Bharatiya Janata Party had been saying that Rahul Gandhi should authenticate things before speaking, and this is to just deflect the country.
See, everything that Rahul Gandhi speaks or the Congress president speaks in the parliament, it is very well read, very well understood. They come with facts, they read, they prepare their speeches, come with facts. If anything, any authentication is asked by the speaker or the chairman of Rajya Sabha, they will lay it on the floor of the house.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. That was Syed Nasir Hussain of the Congress speaking to NDTV.
Meanwhile, curtains have come down on the high-octane campaign for the Delhi elections, with all the parties fielding their big guns in the final dash to woo the voters. Aam Aadmi Party Chief Arvind Kejriwal took out a roadshow. Top union ministers also campaigned for the BJP and Congress. Top leaders Priyanka Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi conducted door-to-door campaigns.
आपके लोकप्रिय नेता अरविंद केजरीवाल आपके बीच पहुंच चुके हैं।
As dusk approached on Monday, the last day of campaigning in the capital, the loudspeakers fell silent. The drum beats rolled down and the candidates got off their campaigning vehicles. The curtains fell on a month of hectic campaigning, high-voltage drama, the narrative and counter-narrative, with each of the three main parties claiming that they will sweep Delhi Assembly polls. And what a campaign it has been. Incumbent AAP saw a fast and furious month with one controversy after another, with Purvanchali and Punjabi vote banks coming to forefront, from polluted Yamuna to free electricity. Basic necessities also found their way to AAP's poll campaign. With raids on its star campaigners, top leaders campaigning after prison time, and corruption charges against them, AAP is fighting anti-incumbency in Delhi after being in power for 10 years. On the other hand, Bharatiya Janata Party, which has been out of power in the national capital for 27 years, led an aggressive campaign, from the top brass leading the blitzkrieg to holding press conferences every day. BJP brought the A game of its election machinery.
BJP's blitzkrieg in battle for Delhi. Now, with the slogan of Aapda Sarkar Jayegi, Bhajpa Aayegi, big guns of the BJP are on the ground holding 22 mega road shows and also numerous rallies across the national capital on the last day of election campaigning. Now, in fact, calling out the alleged corruption and governance failures of the Aam Aadmi Party, the BJP central leadership has hit out at Arvind Kejriwal over the Sheesh Mahal Rao and also pollution at Yamuna, while at the same time trying to garner votes in the name of Modi Ki Guarantee.
The campaign for Delhi election also witnessed a rift in India bloc. Congress, which is fighting a battle for survival in the capital despite a semblance of revival in the Lok Sabha polls, openly took on ally Kejriwal's AAP.
We know its primary challenger is Aam Aadmi Party and not BJP. The leader of opposition, Rahul Gandhi, went on to criticize Mr. Kejriwal's failure to deliver on its promises, its corruption allegations, and also said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Arvind Kejriwal are two sides of the same coin. It is going to be a tough fight between these two parties of the India alliances, with strong candidates like former Chief Minister's son, Sandeep Dixit, taking on Arvind Kejriwal directly from the New Delhi
constituency, and Congress candidate Alka Lamba fighting against sitting CM Atishi from the Kalkaji constituency. It is going to be an interesting fight as Congress is eyeing to secure at least 24 of seats in the national capital in the assembly elections.
Before the announcement of poll dates, both AAP and Congress made it clear that they won't be fighting the Delhi polls together. Throughout their campaign, Congress brass hit out at Kejriwal and AAP government. But over a decade-long hiatus from power may be too much to cover with relatively few leaders to back on. With Congress trying to recreate its 2024 political revival, BJP going all out to end its 27-year-long Delhi drought, and ruling AAP seeking a third term, the national capital is caught in a fierce three-way political contest. The question is, where does this leave the voters? With Malvika Murli, Bureau Report, NDTV.
The Maharashtra government has issued a resolution about the use of the Marathi language in government offices. According to this, all employees in the government offices, semi-government offices, corporations under Maharashtra government and other government-related offices are instructed to use Marathi language with all the visitors in their offices except visitors from out of India or from other non-Marathi speaking states. If any government officer is violating this, a formal complaint can be lodged. Newly minted United States President Donald Trump is at war with major economies. The tariff wars are ensuing. Though Mexico has been given a relief for 1 month, the tariff which President Trump, in fact, threatened to lay on Mexico have been pushed by 1 month. And meanwhile, there have been tariffs which have been laid on Canada and China, which are also now, in fact, laying retaliatory tariffs on United States of America. Trump has also said there will be targets on European Union as well. EU tariffs will definitely happen, is what Donald Trump has announced. And this announcement of Donald Trump has rattled global markets. Stock markets have seen a sharp fall across the globe as the dollar surges. Meanwhile, the rupee traded past 87 per dollar for the first time.
Well, the announcement over the weekend of these tariffs that go into effect on Tuesday should come as no surprise, and we're already seeing some movement because Mexico, of course, has now agreed to pause tariffs and countervailing duties, as has the United States, in favor of negotiations. They're just doing that pause for a month, but Donald Trump on his social media releasing a statement saying that he would use that time to negotiate a, quote, deal with Mexico. This is really all about border control and fentanyl, the opioid drug crisis in the United States. It's something that he made very clear in his statement when he released these tariffs on Saturday, saying, quote, that this is about holding Mexico and Canada accountable for closing the border and stopping the drug fentanyl from coming into the United States. Immigration and drug overdoses a key issue in the U.S. election. This is what he ran on. This is what he has promised to do. Therefore, he would say this is what he's doing. Now, there is some criticism, really, of how many people the Trump administration says have been killed and through overdoses with the fentanyl crisis. It is coming down and was coming down prior to Trump coming into office. But, you know, his approach is historically to use tariffs as leverage, and that's what we see him doing here. Will it work with Canada? Well, over the weekend, he told reporters, quote, something is going to happen there, and he appears confident that he can get a deal as well. On Monday, around noon, he said he had spoken to Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada. He said he would speak to him again at 3 p.m. local time. And so we see really there the beginnings of a conversation between the two countries that could result in a deal as well. Now, will this affect consumers? It's a good question because consumers are already struggling with high egg prices, high gas prices. It's something that led to the election of Donald Trump. Most people voted about the economy. Really, the answer to that is going to depend on how these tariffs are in place. And right now, we already have economists worried about the impact on U.S. growth more long term. And we also have Trump acknowledging, quote, that there will be some short-term pain, but he says that people understand that. He told reporters on Sunday that the U.S. has deficits with almost every country and that, quote, we're going to change it. So he is not budging off his position that tariffs are a useful tool in creating leverage and negotiating better trade terms for the American people. Jessica Stone, VOA News, Washington.
As U.S. President Donald Trump's stiff tariffs on Canada and China are set to take effect, residents across the continent are weighing in on Trump's controversial policies. In the U.S., concerns are mounting that these tariffs could drive up prices, hitting everyday consumers and potentially worsening the economic strain many have already experienced.
The big thing Trump is talking about is tariffs. That sounds like that's going to be a huge driver of economic policy. I'm not a fan of that. I think ultimately it's going to raise prices to like you and me. Like I don't want to pay more for stuff. We've already come through an inflationary period. So I don't see how that works other than it seems like a negotiating ploy.
In Canada, residents are responding to the tariffs with a sense of national solidarity, opting to support local products in the face of the ongoing trade tensions.
Well, I mean, we all have to do our part to support Canada. So from now on, I guess I'll buy Canadian whiskey, but just a taste of American whiskey for now.
I'm going to try and buy as much Canadian products as I can.
Meanwhile, Trump is holding off on new tariffs on Mexico for a month after Mexico agreed to deploy 10,000 National Guard troops to its northern border to curb drug smuggling. The agreement also includes a U.S. commitment to act to prevent trafficking of high-powered weapons to Mexico.
Él hizo varias propuestas y finalmente llegamos al acuerdo que está en el acuerdo que se puso de poder poner más guardias nacionales en la frontera norte para proteger la frontera y evitar el tráfico de drogas y en particular el tráfico de fentanilo de México hacia Estados Unidos.
As tensions continue to rise, residents across North America are grappling with the potential economic fallout. From concerns over rising costs in the U.S. to calls for national support in Canada, the effects of these tariffs are being felt across the continent. In Mexico, the government is taking steps to avoid tariffs, all as uncertainty looms over the continent's economic future. Samia Afsar, NDTV World.
Passengers on board a United Airlines flight from Bush Intercontinental Airport captured dramatic footage on Sunday morning showing flames visible below the plane as it prepared to take off. The incident prompted an emergency response and the immediate evacuation of all passengers and crew members. The flight was due to fly to New York City when it was halted while there was still on a runway. Oh my God. Meanwhile, Saif Ali Khan's first public appearance after the stabbing incident at his residence. Saif promotes a movie post the stabbing incident. Saif Ali Khan said that it was a Netflix event and he said that he feels nice to be here, excited for the movie. Jewel Thief, the heist. Saif was, remember, stabbed a few times at his residence.
Well, it feels very nice to be standing here in front of you, and it feels very nice to be here.
All right, let's move on. The annual Grammy Award took place last night in Los Angeles, honoring the biggest music records. Pop stars Taylor Swift, Lady Gaga, Sabrina Carpenter, and more brought their A-game to the red carpet, making headlines with their bold fashion.
Music's biggest night, the 67th annual Grammy Awards, took place in Los Angeles after the devastating LA fires, with a mission to raise funds to support people affected and also to bring back the much-needed cheer of music and fashion. Best Newcomer Artist Chappell Roan splashed the red carpet in a colorful archival look by designer Jean-Paul Gaultier, whereas the espresso star Sabrina Carpenter donned a baby blue backless Jonathan Anderson feathered gown. Night's big nominee, Taylor Swift, rocked a scarlet red Vivienne Westwood corset midi dress, and the always edgy Lady Gaga showed up in a voluminous black gothic gown by Australian designer Samuel Lewis. The Brat Summer artist Charlie XCX wore another Jean-Paul Gaultier look, a grey fringed gown paired with gladiator boots. The always quirky Jaden Smith literally had a Louis Vuitton house on his head, leaving the internet in splits. Taking home the award for Album of the Year, Queen Bee Beyoncé skipped the red carpet and headed straight to the stage in a country-style champagne and cream-colored body-hugging gown. Winner of the Global Impact Award, Alicia Keys made a powerful statement wearing a Dolce & Gabbana Alta Moda look, decorated with large gold jewels. Several artists, including Shakira, Gaga and Doechii, voiced their support for the current state of minority groups in America, once again proving that music and fashion transcends boundaries and is stronger when it's diverse. This is Mayank Chaudhary for NDTV.
That's all the time that we have in this edition. News and updates will continue here on NDTV. Stay tuned.